The heart of your teams. The heart of Arizona. Valley Sports Arizona. The heart of the fan.
From Phoenix, Gila River Resorts and Casinos presents Arizona Diamondbacks Baseball, a series win and potential franchise record at stake for Zach Gallen as the D-backs host the Brewers on Valley Sports Arizona. Good afternoon from Chase Field. Welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthume, Bob Brenly along the way. Zach Gallen gets the start tonight. Zach has pitched scoreless baseball in 5 consecutive starts, and Bobby is closing in on Brandon Webb's franchise record.
Yeah, I'm sure Webby is quivering in his boots as we speak, but Zach Gallen has been on a roll unlike anything we've seen in the desert here for a long time. You see the scoreless inning streak in Diamondbacks history. Brandon Webb atop the list. Zach Gallen sneaking up. He has been so good. Over his last 8 starts, his ERA is 0.69, which is the best in the major leagues.
And Zach, if he can get a win today, will give the Diamondbacks another series win. They'll take 3 of 4 from the Brewers. He's up against a 29-year-old rookie, Jason Alexander.
Yeah, Jason Alexander's been in and out of the rotation this year for the Brewers. Last start against the Pirates, he was really good. Gave up only 1 run on 3 hits in 5 innings of work.
Game 4 of 4. It's the finale with Milwaukee. Nissan has the Brenly breakdown.
Well, I know the players in the dugout try to win every day. You want to have a 1-game winning streak after a 1-game winning streak, but to me, this feels like a momentum game. They've had a great homestand. Win this game, get on the plane to San Diego for a big series against the Padres. A big momentum swing game.
Well, we had a big momentum swing late in last night's game as Rowdy Tellez, who leads the Brewers in home runs this year, belted a long one off Ian Kennedy in the 9th inning to force extras when Milwaukee won it. Tellez back in the starting lineup today. Diamondbacks and the Brewers. More coming up from Chase Field. D-backs baseball on Valley Sports Arizona is brought to you by Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Own your moment so you do you. By Chaz Roberts Air Conditioning and Plumbing, choose Chaz. And by Nissan, choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop NissanUSA.com. Against the Milwaukee Brewers. Welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthume, Bob Brenly along the way. Cool and comfortable inside on this Sunday afternoon. Diamondbacks, despite the loss last night, still have things trending very much in the right direction. They have won 8 of their last 11 games, although last night's loss dropped them back behind the Giants into 4th place in the division. But a chance today to take 3 of 4 from Milwaukee and get a 3rd consecutive series victory.
Absolutely. This Brewers team came in here looking to stay alive in that wild card race. The Diamondbacks have certainly hurt their chances in the first 3 games of this series. Hopefully it'll continue here today. The Brewers go from here to the house of horrors that is Coors Field, so big game for them too.
Diamondbacks after this off to San Diego, and then they get to visit Coors Field next weekend, but certainly playing well lately. D-backs 23-17 since the All-Star break. And it's not been a cakewalk schedule either. This run of wins has come against contenders like the White Sox, the Phillies, and the Brewers. And Torlovello said the other day it's been a challenging test, but they are passing and doing a good job as we get underway here on Sunday afternoon with our D-backs and Kids Take the Field program. The finale, Diamondbacks and the Brewers today. Milwaukee comes in 7.5 games behind St. Louis for the National League Central Division lead. But they got some much needed help in the wild card race. Their main competition over the home stretch, the Padres and the Phillies, who hold the 2nd and 3rd National League wild card spots behind Atlanta. Both lost, so Milwaukee begins 2.5 games behind Philadelphia for that 3rd and final playoff spot. Your Diamondback starting pitcher today, the right-hander Zach Gallen. 10 wins, a 2.53 ERA. That is 7th best in the major leagues. A whip that is the best in the National League. Zach just named August National League Pitcher of the Month, and today, to top it all off, He makes his first September start with a 34 1/3 consecutive inning scoreless streak.
I don't know if there's enough superlatives to talk about Zach Gallen's recent run of success. He has just been unbelievable. All of his stuff is working extremely well, relying a little more on the four-seam fastball changeup combination than the cutter curveball that he was using a lot earlier this year.
He's up against a Milwaukee lineup that will try to get Craig Counsell his 600th win as Brewers manager. That's brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealer.
Colton Wong will lead it off at second base. Willie Adames at shortstop. That guy, Rowdy Tellez, will be at first base. Hunter Renfroe out in right field. Keston Hiura, the designated hitter. Luis Urias at third base. Omar Narvaez, the catcher. Tyrone Taylor with a big day yesterday. He's out in center field. Ruiz will be out in left field, all behind right-hander Jason Alexander.
Well, let's get a look around the diamond at what's behind Zach Gallen. It's the D-back defense presented by E.D. Marshall Jewelers.
Corbin Carroll, Alec Thomas, Dalton Varsho left to right across the outfield this afternoon. Emmanuel Rivera, Geraldo Perdomo, Josh Rojas, and Christian Walker third to first across the infield, with Carson Kelly doing the catching for right-hander Zach Gallen.
Ryan Addison is our plate umpire today, calling balls and strikes. And we'll see if Zach Gallen can keep this thing going. It's been a remarkable run, a scoreless inning streak at 34 1/3, the second longest in Diamondbacks history. Trailing only Brandon Webb. Webby threw 42 straight scoreless innings back in 2007, and Colton Wong will lead it off for the Brewers. So he's got to go 8 scoreless to tie or pass. He would pass him by 1/3. That might be a bit of a stretch for Zach, but here we go. As the Diamondbacks look to take 3 of 4 from Milwaukee before it's off to San Diego and Colorado this week.
Watch the first pitch. Colton Wong, one of those leadoff hitters. When he's in the leadoff spot, he likes to ambush that opposing pitcher, looking for that first pitch fastball. Ooh, took one right down his chute.
Wong singled in the 9th inning Friday. That's been his only hit in this series. In his second season in Milwaukee after 8 years with the Cardinals. It's this one out to right field for Dalton Varsho, and quickly one down for Zach Gallen. Zach's been aggressive with that fastball recently. That seems to have worked well. The changeup obviously plays well off of that, and the curveballs look good.
Willie Adames.
Yeah, really, the cutter is a pitch that he hasn't eliminated it, but he's certainly minimized the usage of the cutter because everything else has been so good he hasn't needed it.
It's definitely a more streamlined approach. Willie Adames is the shortstop. 26 home runs, 77 RBIs, both career highs. Overshift on the third base side now. A misfire there from Gallen with a fastball. And it's 1-0. A one hopper right to Emmanuel Rivera. Well, pretty good start. 2 outs on 4 pitches. Can't do much better than that. And now it's the danger man in the lineup. Certainly was last night coming off the bench. Rowdy Tellez, who came up as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning last night and homered off of Ian Kennedy to tie the ball game. Crushed.
Just a bad mistake with a fastball there, right in the middle of the strike zone, belt high to the guy you don't want to make that mistake to.
That forced extra innings. Milwaukee won it in the 10th. It was the 5th career pinch hit home run for Rowdy Tellez and his 28th home run this year. Zach staying aggressive with that fastball. Tellez, his first full season with Milwaukee, acquired from the Blue Jays in the middle of last year. There's a look at the defense against him. Got the call from Ryan Addison just off the edge. It's 1-2. Carson Kelly back there today.
Fastball away.
Looks like he might have shaken off both the changeup and the curve that time.
You got to be careful with Tellez. He's not hitting for much of an average over his last 23 games. He only has 6 RBIs, and all those have come on solo homers.
He's dangerous for sure.
No question.
Didn't go, Alan Porter. The crew chief at third, and it's 2-2. Again, Gallen attacking with that fastball. Well, just working sort of the periphery of the strike zone at this point, ahead of the count.
Yeah, right where Carson Kelly wanted it. Fastball up at the top of the zone. Sure didn't miss by much.
2-2. Another fastball, and now it's a full count. Hunter Renfroe would be next. Well, Gallen got the first 2 outs on 4 pitches. This is pitch number 7 to Rowdy Tellez. Center field, it kind of hangs up there. Not quite enough for Alec Thomas, though, and it's a 2-out single ahead of Hunter Renfroe. Zach did not want to come off that fastball.
Hunter Renfroe.
Swing line drive into center field that time off the bat of Tellez. He'd really like to end this inning quickly during Hunter Renfroe's at bat right here. Keep that pitch count in order. And we know the Diamondbacks don't like to extend Zach too much, but the fewer pitches you can throw early, the better your chances of getting deeper into the ball game.
Left that last off-speed pitch up a bit. Here is Renfroe, the cleanup man, who was singled 3 times and struck out 3 times in the series. .258, 23 home runs. Renfroe has put together a 10-game hitting streak. He's been much more productive since the All-Star break.
So far this matchup has been advantage Zach Gallen. 3 at bats for Hunter Renfroe against the D-backs righty. All 3 ended in a strikeout.
He keeps coming at these guys with fastballs, but not really getting aggressive inside the zone, and he's nibbling a bit and falling behind in counts. Keston Hiura, the DH, waits on deck. Zach Gallen says he has tried not to let this scoreless inning streak consume him, and was proud of the fact that it didn't really keep in his mind at all in his win over the Phillies last week. But that was not the case 2 starts ago in Kansas City, when he said it definitely entered his mind. First couple of innings, in fact, it was all he could really think about. And maybe that's in play here this afternoon. Another full count, 3-2.
You know, it's hard to get away from it. Whether you're a pitcher on a consecutive scoreless streak or a batter on a hitting streak, eventually the media wants to talk about it. You see your face and name on the highlight shows at the end of the day, and it just peppers you with questions. And how long is this going to go on? How do you feel about your scoreless streak? And it's tough to get away from it.
And he's been asked about that and all those questions a lot just the other day after being named the National League Pitcher of the Month for August. Was on a lot of the interview shows. Three and 2 at Hunter Renfroe. Tellez will get a head start at first. There he goes. And Renfroe lines it up the middle, but right there to Josh Rojas. Another scoreless inning in the book for Zach Gallen. Diamondbacks coming up. Looking to take 3 of 4 from the Brewers, and Valley Chevy Dealers has today's lineup.
Right fielder Dalton Varsho will lead it off, followed by Manuel Rivera at third base. Josh Rojas at second. Christian Walker, as usual, at first base. Jake McCarthy will be the designated hitter this afternoon. Corbin Carroll out in left field. Carson Kelly doing the catching. Alec Thomas in center. Geraldo Perdomo at shortstop, all behind right-hander Zach Gallen.
This is right-hander Jason Alexander, a 29-year-old rookie. His Brewers bio notes that no, he is not related to or named after the actor Jason Alexander, but he is a Seinfeld fan.
He's also a sinker ball fan. He'll throw lots of sinkers and sliders today. Has a straight changeup also, but really relies on that heavy sinking fastball.
Alexander is related to lefty Scott Alexander, who has pitched 8 seasons in the big leagues and is now with the Giants. Dalton Varsho, the right fielder, leads it off. Way up in the air. And Willie Adames is the shortstop. He's got it. And quickly a first out for Alexander. E.D. Marshall Jewelers gives us a trip around the diamond at the Brewer defense.
Ruiz, Taylor, and Renfroe left to right across the outfield. It'll be Urias, Adames, Wong, and Tellez third to first across the infield, with Omar Narvaez doing the catching for right-hander Jason Alexander.
Apparently Christian Yelich's neck is really locked up on him. We saw him come out of the opener on Thursday very early in the ball game and have not seen him since. Emmanuel Rivera, as they run that sinker in, that's what most teams do against Rivera. Bat second, gets the start today at third base.
Yeah, hard stuff in off the plate and then breaking balls off the other corner on the outside part.
Coming back in there with another sinker, and it's 0-2. That's something that Joe Mather has worked on every day with Rivera. Stay inside the ball on those sinkers. That is priority 1 for him. And they set up away. He misses with a slider. As you said, he is pretty much a sinker slider type guy.
Yeah, mix in the occasional straight changeup, but especially with runners on base, you're going to see a lot of those sinkers trying to get ground balls.
Yeah, he's a pitch to contact guy looking for quick, efficient outs. And Rivera chased that slider for the strikeout.
Second baseman, number 10.
Tight rotation on that slider, has just enough movement away from the right-handed hitter and some downward movement as well.
Here is Rojas, who bats third. 4 hits, 3 RBIs in the series. Josh was on base 3 times from the leadoff spot last night. His usual disruptive force out there. Joe's bunt, pulls backhand, takes ball 1. Rojas led off the game yesterday, bunting for a base hit on a 3-2 pitch against Corbin Burns. Urias back on the dirt at third. Rojas looks at a sinker for a strike. Here's the changeup. That's the 3rd pitch in the arsenal for Alexander. He does run into issues when he doesn't locate his sinker. He's been hit hard at times, but it's sinker, slider, changeup.
The changeup has almost identical movement to the sinker, although considerably slower, but the same down and into a righty, down and away from a lefty movement.
Just doubled up on the change and has fallen behind in the count 3-1. Christian Walker would be next. He loses Rojas. Here comes Christian Walker. As usual, batting in the cleanup spot. 234 career highs, 31 home runs, 75 runs batted in. Rojas has been running a lot as of late. He stole his 18th base of the year in the ball game last night. There's that sinker that sneaks back and catches the outer half for a strike. Jason Alexander, 29-year-old rookie. He's had a hard road to the big leagues. Took him a while to get here. He's from Santa Rosa, California. Went to junior college there. And then went to Long Beach State, but had Tommy John surgery during his junior season in college. Finished up in Menlo and then went undrafted. Signed with the Angels. He was with the Marlins for a while, now with Milwaukee.
This is the kind of pitcher for the right-handed hitters in the Diamondbacks lineup. You may see a few foul balls off the front leg today. That sinker dive bombing down and in. A lot of times you just hit the top part of the baseball and either pull it foul down the third base line or drive it off your front foot.
Yeah, he's not a guy that has a lot of trickeration out there. You know what you're going to get, especially if you're a right-hand batter. Coming back down in there. And Walker digs it out. Colton Wong charges from second. Tellez falls off the bag but kept his foot on long enough to get Walker. And there's a scoreless first for Alexander. Just underway. Diamondbacks and the Brewers. Brewers, they are D-backs 50-50 give back charity raffle supported by Bally Sports Arizona. It is already well over $8,000 and moving up quickly. And you can purchase a ticket while you watch the game at home from anywhere in Arizona. dbacks.com/5050. Good day to play on this Labor Day weekend. Keston Hiura, the DH, leads off the Brewers second against Zach Gallen, who's coming off a scoreless first, so make it 35 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings for Gallen. Hiura has 3 hits in the series, all singles. He has also struck out 5 times. His 3rd stretch on the Brewers big league roster this year. He's been up and down from the minors once again this season. There's a curveball from Gallen. Zach keeps falling behind in these counts. It's 2-0 on Hiura. Another curveball, another ball, and it's 3-0. 3 consecutive 3-ball counts for Gallen, who kind of looks to be nibbling a little bit out there.
Yeah, 2-0 curveball early in the ball game seems an unusual pitch selection to a guy that's been struggling at the plate, but they've got a game plan.
This is well away with a fastball. Hiura gets nothing to hit, and it's a leadoff walk. I mean, that's a guy that's already punched out 5 times in the series. Who's this hitter now?
I believe this is Luis Urias.
Yes. The third baseman who got the start at second base last night. He doubled and walked twice. They will leave the overshift for Urias. Close enough.
Yeah,
on the third base side. So the right side, as you can see here, is wide open for the hitter. Hiura runs just a little bit. He's got 5 steals this season. There's the cut fastball. So we've seen a full McGilla here to this point. 4-seam, change up, curveball, cutter.
We talk about it all the time. You know that the Brewers have access to video scouting just like every other team in the major leagues, and they probably looked at Zach Gallen's run lately, just putting 0 after 0 on the board, and examined how he went about getting teams out, and they probably saw lots of fastballs, lots of changeups. So Zach Gallen maybe trying to switch the script a little bit today. We've seen some curveballs, we've seen some cutters early.
Serpientes in the house. Looks like a new addition.
Yeah.
Double play ball. Got to get to second base. Perdomo, some fancy footwork. Geraldo Perdomo. And the throw doesn't quite complete the double play.
I think Christian Walker either dropped it or couldn't pick it cleanly out of the dirt over there at first base. What an odd looking double play, like a handoff to a running back right there.
And a low throw.
Yeah, I mean, Geraldo had his momentum going that direction. Josh was going to have to gather himself and get over there, and Christian just can't quite pick it out of the dirt.
So 1 out now. Urias is the hitter, and here's Omar Narvaez, the catcher. Corbin Carroll in left field, drifting over there near the line, and that's out number 2. Well, big night last night for Tyrone Taylor, who's the center fielder today. Taylor last night had 3 hits. He doubled, he homered twice, and scored 3 times. And it was his 2-run homer off of Joe Mantiply to lead off the 10th. That was the one that won the ball game for the Brewers. Taylor's 3rd career 2-homer game. He got Middleton to lead off the 6th. And then Mantiply to lead off the 10th.
As you said, scored 3 runs, stole a base, drove in 3 runs. He was their version of Josh Rojas last night. Disruptor.
On base 4 times, scored 3 times, stole a base. Pretty good night. This is hit deep to right center field. Varsho, oh boy. Dalton Varsho runs it down deep on the warning track. Applause, applause. And another scoreless inning goes on the board for Zach Gallen. Make it 36 1/3, courtesy of Dalton Varsho. First glance, but he ran a mile and a half to get to that ball. What a play. If you're on social media, check out Bally Sports AZ Twitter. This is the lineup. You give us the year. Check it out on Twitter, Bally Sports AZ. Jake McCarthy, the DH, leads off the 2nd against Jason Alexander. McCarthy shows bunt, drops it down. And Alexander makes a nice play.
Good idea, poor execution that time. Got away too close to the mound. Alexander able to bounce out there, make the play rather easily. Scoot that up the first baseline a little bit farther, and that creates some confusion over there defensively on the right side. Ooh, that throw almost back into the baseline.
Yeah, I don't hate the idea of bunting it at Rowdy Tellez.
Not at all.
What would happen? Corbin Carroll.
Or Keston Hiura, for that matter. I thought we might see a few more bunts against Hiura when he was playing first base.
Yeah, he's the DH today here. And there's Big Rowdy at first base. Known for the bat more than the glove. Corbin Carroll in left field today, 5 for 22 to begin his major league career. Already has 6 RBIs in his first 5 games. And it was Corbin who opened the scoring last night. A 2-out RBI single in the first off Corbin Burns. Carson Kelly on deck, 3-0 on Corbin Carroll. Missed with that sinker. Second walk issued by Alexander.
Hey fans, anytime the D-backs score 5 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free seasoned beef crunchy tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day at participating locations.
Carson Kelly has singled and walked twice in the series. Corbin Carroll still in search of his first major league stolen base. Being held on the bag by Tellez at first. And they'll check on him over there. Sinker's a strike. Jason Alexander has helped fill a void in this Brewers 6-man rotation. He's pitched well for their AAA club in Nashville. 8-2 down there with a 2.72 ERA. Signed with the Angels in 2017, was released 3 years later, was with Miami in their minor league system last year, then signed with Milwaukee in November. On the ground to shortstop. Knocked down by Adames. Look at Corbin Carroll go. No hesitation by the youngster. He's in at third. That's a base hit for Carson Kelly.
That looked like that was going to be a double play ball. Adames just knocks it over behind Urias, and Corbin Carroll never breaks stride. That ball didn't get very far away from the Brewers middle infielders, but pressure, pressure, pressure.
Look at that.
You got to make a play to get me.
Hustling all the way. They're on the corners with 1 out for Alek Thomas. That drew a few smiles in the dugout. Alek has 2 hits in the series. It was Thomas's single that you might recall began the stretch of 4 consecutive 2-out hits in the 6th inning last night against Corbin Burns. Corbin Carroll at third, Carson Kelly at first. 1 out, scoreless in the second. I was thinking maybe possibly indefensible bunt play here, but Alek hasn't bunted a whole lot that I can recall.
Not a lot. Yeah, we haven't seen him do it much. Certainly not as much as Perdomo or Jake McCarthy.
Perdomo waiting on deck. A ball and a strike on Alek Thomas. Alek has 6 hits in his last 4 games. Punches that out to Ruiz, who backpedals in left field. Here comes Corbin Carroll, and the Diamondbacks have a 1-0 lead. RBI for Alek Thomas.
Boy, a nice job by Alek to stay on that ball, away from him, moving away from him. Try to pull that, you're probably going to hit a ground ball to the right side of the infield, but you stay on that pitch, drive it out there to left field, and the D-backs are on the board. Got Ruiz backing up out there in left field. No chance to get Corbin Carroll at home.
Carson still at first. The run is in. 2 outs now for Geraldo Perdomo. First pitch changeup. Perdomo's had a very productive series. He's got 4 hits and a walk. He has scored twice. He's knocked in 2 runs. All from the 9 spot. Right in front of Dave McKay at first. A chance for. Oh, we have a change down there. I have hot plate Harrison on my score sheet. We have a late substitution. Now there is Scoop Chuck Oliver working left field.
I hope all's okay with hot plate. I know he was nursing a tender hamstring, so maybe just day to day.
Hot plate has been unplugged. 0-2. Likes to throw that change up to the lefties. We've seen that a number of times so far. Almost got him that time with a sinker, and it's 2-2.
And once again, just like Alek Thomas, that sinker changeup combination from Alexander is going to be working away from a left-handed hitter. There's only one defender on that left side. Just go right with it.
There's a fly ball hit deep to right field. Renfroe backing up to the wall, and he's got just enough room as Perdomo gave it a ride. An aggressive base running by Corbin Carroll. The RBI by Alek Thomas, and it's 1-0 Diamondbacks. Nothing lead on the Brewers. Make sure you have the Bally Sports app so you can follow the Diamondbacks. Stream the games in D-Backs Live. You'll also get more team coverage, game replays, and exclusive content. D-Backs Baseball on the Bally Sports app, presented locally by Nissan. Well, Zach Gallen, the consecutive scoreless inning streak is up to 36 1/3. Corbin Carroll, a one-out walk in the home half of the second inning. Scored on the Alek Thomas sacrifice fly, so Gallen with a 1-0 lead, coming off an 8-pitch second inning. And Esteury Ruiz leads off the third for the Brewers. Ruiz 0 for 5 with a walk in the series. Made his Brewers debut in the opener on Thursday. Acquired by Milwaukee from San Diego as part of the Josh Hader trade. First pitch curveball.
It's a guy you definitely want to keep off the bases. He's their version of one of our jackrabbits. 70 stolen bases in the minor leagues this year in just about 100 games.
Curveball, fastball back to the curve, and Ruiz stays alive. He's only played 16 games in the major leagues, Esteury Ruiz. Gallen really liked the curveball in that sequence. Gets his first strikeout.
Given how analytical and how studious Zach Gallen is, I have to believe starting the fourth game of a 4-game series, he's paid a lot of attention to these Brewer hitters and what they've swung at, what they've taken. And we've seen Ruiz flail at some breaking balls in this series.
Yeah, that's something that Nick Picoro wrote about the other day, about how Zach has really picked up on reading swings, reading hitters. The numbers in the prep are one thing, but what you're looking at can sometimes be something else entirely. Colton Wong in the leadoff spot, flied out to lead off the ball game. It's out of play as we get this message from 72 Sold.
Hey baseball fans, 72 Sold has a new, better way to sell your home. It's fast, it's easy, and you can get thousands more. Check it out today at 72sold.com.
Well, Zach Gallen came out throwing almost nothing but fastballs early. But suddenly in the third, a whole lot of curveballs as he starts the second time through this Milwaukee lineup.
Changeup.
Wong doesn't bite. It's 2-2. Colton Wong missed 3 weeks in June, had a right calf strain. Hit just .227 the first half of the year. He's been much better since the All-Star break. And again, Gallen goes back to that curve, and it's another full count, 3-2. Willie Adames, the shortstop, on deck. Into the shift. That is Emmanuel Rivera, the third baseman. And Gallen has retired 5 in a row.
Shortstop, Willie Adames.
Adames grounded out his first time. Zach Gallen has pitched 5 consecutive scoreless starts, going at least 6 innings every time. Far more often than not, more than 6 innings. So Zach is 1 shy of matching the major league record. 6 straight scoreless starts that is shared by Don Drysdale, Oral Hershiser, and Zach Greinke, and excludes any 1-inning starters who may have been used as openers. So 1 more scoreless start, and Gallen matches some pretty big names in pitching history. Zach is 6-0 in 8 starts since the All-Star break, and has, as Torey Lovullo says, stayed locked in. Hard to short, right to Perdomo. Gallen sets down 6 in a row, make it 37 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings.
Curveballs, a lot more cutters than we've seen recently, but still getting outs with consistency. There's a big curveball right there. He's had some nice plays by his defense behind him, specifically Dalton Varsho out there in right field running down a potential extra base hit with a runner on base. Nasty curveball. Our Nationwide Vision Center's eye on the game. Zach Gallen dealing once again.
3 scoreless, 37 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings. The biggest play so far, that tremendous running catch by Dalton Varsho off the bat of Tyrone Taylor to end the 2nd inning. Take a look at how much ground Varsho covers here. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud.
His sprint speed on this was 29.6 feet per second. That's the fastest play he's made on defense this year. Had to cover a lot of ground to get to that one.
Dalton leads off the 3rd. He's 0 for 1. There's another Diamondback hitter showing bunt. Urias on all these guys is not playing in. He's back at 3rd nearly every time. He's been that way for Rojas, McCarthy, Perdomo, and now Varsho. Jake is the only guy so far that's tried to bunt for a base hit, but it's been there all day so far. There's that changeup that he likes to throw to left-hand batters. It's a ball and a strike on Varsho. Dalton starting to heat up again. 9 hits in his last 8 games. He has homered 3 times over that stretch. Bidding for another one right here. It backs up Renfroe and say goodbye. That's 20 home runs for Dalton Varsho, and it's 2-0 D-backs. Well, he homered off Corbin Burns here last night. That one off Jason Alexander. And the Diamondbacks pad that lead.
A little slider that just worked its way back to the middle of the plate and down a little bit for Dalton Varsho. You know, 20 used to be a big number. Back in the day, hitting 20 home runs in a season was a big deal. Dalton Varsho is going to blow right by 20.
When the D-backs hit big, you win big. Free Jumbo Jack tomorrow at Jack in the Box for the purchase of a large drink. So for Varsho, that is 4 home runs in his last 9 games. It's always nice to get that round number on the back of the bubblegum card.
Always looks good.
Manuel Rivera struck out his first time up.
You know what looks better? 30.
Stay within yourself.
Well, we've seen a little bit of everything the Diamondbacks offense is capable of here in the first 3 innings of this ball game. Obviously some power from Dalton Varsho with that solo homer, and that first run in the ball game was all about speed.
Urias at third.
Corbin Carroll's ability to go first and third on a ball that never left the infield set it up for a sac fly for Alek Thomas.
So there are the 2 RBIs right there. Thomas the sac fly in the second. Varsho the solo homer in the third. And now there's 1 out for Josh Rojas, who walked his first time up. Rojas 4 hits, 3 RBIs in the series, on base 3 times in the ball game last night. Josh Rojas, the epitome of he plays hard. Some guys have kind of a grace to the game, almost an elegance. They just kind of flow, make it look effortless. Rojas is just crashing into stuff out there. He really gets in your face with his game, which is that great style that creates chaos and disruption. This is trying to get into the seats, might stay playable for Urias, who is there, and he's got it for the second out. Hey, the LA Dodgers come to Chase Field for a weekday series. Let's see, Monday, September 12th through Wednesday, September 14th. You can get tickets for the series at dbacks.com. We'll see a whole lot of the Dodgers here over this final month of the season. 3 here at Chase Field next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then, what is it, 5 games in 4 days at Dodger Stadium 2 weeks from now? That'll be fun. Christian Walker.
Well, hopefully catch the Dodgers on cruise control. Looking forward to the postseason. We mentioned it the other day. Might give some guys some time off in that series, and it's up to the Diamondbacks to take advantage of that. We talked about it in the past. Back in the day when teams used to come from the East Coast to the West Coast, they would play all 3 West Coast teams. They'd play San Francisco, LA, San Diego. And because we had such a lousy ballpark and it was always cold and windy, a lot of those teams would rest their star players in the series against the Giants.
Oh, no wonder your numbers were so good.
That's it. That's it. You know, and eventually we figured that out and said, let's take advantage of that. If they're not going to run their A team out there against us, let's put a whipping on their B team.
The bomb squad. There's that sinker running in on the right-hand batter. Alexander has done that all day long so far and figures to continue to do so. Well, Christian has doubled and homered in this series. He was 0 for 5 last night. Christian Walker, since August 1st, is batting .339. OPS over 1,000. He has had a tremendous second half. I think a lot of that for Christian is patience. He is much more selective than he was even last year.
He hasn't chased as many sliders off that outside corner of the plate. He'll still occasionally, with 2 strikes, get a little overly aggressive on that pitch, working away from him. But for the most part, he's been able to lay off that slider that's out of the strike zone low and away.
Yeah, then there was a stretch where everyone threw him fastballs up and in.
Sometimes behind him.
Well, there was that. 2-2. Pretty good slider right there. Landed for a strike, but Ryan Addington said no, and it's full 3-2.
It's a universal sign for a sinker.
On the ground at shortstop, Adames has another one here. Low throw. And a pretty scoop by Rowdy Tellez at first. But Dalton Varsho homers for the second consecutive game. That's number 20 on the year. And after 3, it's 2-0 Diamondbacks. For a series win, a chance to take 3 of 4 from the Brewers. And they've given Zach Gallen an early 2-0 lead. You can celebrate Hispanic Heritage Weekend with us down here at the ballpark. September 16, 17, and 18. Arrive early to the Diamondbacks and Padres game on Saturday, the September 17th. And you'll get a pretty awesome Serpientes replica jersey. That's courtesy of Pepsi. Visit dbacks.com for tickets. You were sporting your replica jersey around here the other day.
Yeah.
The replica jersey is black with gold lettering.
I think it looks really slick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Rowdy Tellez, who has the only Milwaukee hit a single in the first, leads off the 4th against Zach Gallen. And the changeup is low. Another changeup, another ball. Gallen has been behind in several counts here so far today. There's a look at the defense against big Rowdy Tellez, who had the pinch hit home run that tied the ball game in the 9th inning last night. There's a bouncer to first for Christian Walker. 7 straight. Retired by Zach Gallen as we get a message from Gila River Resorts and Casinos.
Every visit supports the community. When you play with us, you play for good.
One away for Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe lined out to second his first time up, the right fielder. Zach Gallen in 8 starts since the All-Star break is 6-0. His earned run average in the second half of the season is 0.69.
Wow.
Scoreless inning streak still alive.
Strike 1.
Hooked a changeup. And a nice catch right there. Hey, national champs. Roll Tide.
Seriously misplaced Braves fans.
Perdomo can't quite get to that one. It gets into center field, and Renfroe has the second Milwaukee hit. Well, they're like Pascual Perez. They're just going around the loop.
Lost. Yeah. Just out of Perdomo's reach. He possibly could have died for that ball, but I don't think he would have got Renfroe if he leaves his feet right there. Had to run a long way just to get close to that one.
Keston Hero walked his first time. Really did not see anything at all to hit from Zach Gallen. And they will vacate the right side of the infield against Hero. All kinds of room over there. Curveball caught the knees for a strike, and it's 0-1. Zach Gallen coming into this start today. Since the All-Star break, 52 innings. He has given up only 4 earned runs. Three and a third scoreless so far today. We talked about Zach with Brent Strom, the pitching coach, yesterday, and Stromy kind of joked and said, I'm just trying to stay out of his way. There's not a lot of input necessary. Fastball misses up.
Well, what are you going to tell him?
Exactly. You can't tell him to do better. Well, they have had discussions and disagreements about, as you said earlier, streamlining the repertoire, just because you might have a whole golf club full of, or golf bag full of different clubs. You don't have to use all of them all the time.
Another fastball up. Yeah, Brent says, look, just ride the wave.
Hand him the ball and tell him to go get him.
Don't see a lot of runs like this. He said it's pretty special. Last time a 4-pitch walk to Hira. Behind in the count again here, 2-1. And there's the cutter, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Zach Gallen, scoreless baseball in each of his last 5 starts. He's not lost since June 10th, when he got blown up at Philadelphia. 10 minutes from the ballpark. That's where he grew up.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. He had a lot of friends and family in the ballpark that day and
got lifted in the 2nd inning.
Wasn't pretty.
It got ugly quick. But since then, unbeaten in 14 starts. 2-2. That was the nice thing about Zach's start last week here. He got some big time revenge on that same Phillies ball club. 7 scoreless. He gave up only 2 hits. So that was quite a reversal of fortune. Zach Gallen t-shirt, always a trendy look here at the ballpark.
And the bucket hat. Never gets old. Never goes out of style.
That's a good look.
That's an old school bucket hat from back in the day.
2-2 on Keston Hira. I don't know, of all the guys in this lineup, he seems especially careful with Hira, just based on the way he's pitched him 2 at bats now. Really seems to be nibbling against this guy. Gave him nothing to hit the first time up. 4 pitches, 4 balls.
Thought maybe there had been some past history, but Hira, it's 1 for 9 lifetime coming into play today.
Came right at him with a fastball that time. 2 outs in the 4th.
Third baseman, Luis Urias.
You've got to teach Chuck Drago to do your Urias thing.
That Chuck Drago gets more names right than I ever will.
I could see Chuck doing that. He's the best. A little low on the fastball. Got the call though from Ryan Addington. Urias, a guy that really settled in and had a nice season at third base for the Brewers last year. Belted 23 home runs, but it just has not hit nearly that well this year. He's become more of a utility guy, moving all over the place. That fastball a little too far out there. He's still doing that lean that you love so much.
I still think if you just hold the ball, he starts to lean backwards and a little farther and a little farther and a little farther, waiting for Zach to deliver the ball so he can pop up out of that stance. Yeah, just hold it on him, make him really uncomfortable.
That looks like it hurts.
Oh, it will one day. Maybe not right now.
Well, Urias still a young pup, just turned 25 back in June. His 3rd season with the Brewers. Came up with San Diego. He was actually acquired by Milwaukee from the Padres in a trade for Zach Davies, now a Diamondback. Well, got a 2-1 fastball. Let it go by, and it's 2-2. Omar Narvaez on deck. Gallen trying to get to 38 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings. And he waves at a curveball. The streak is still alive for Zach Gallen. And he leads the Brewers 2-0. Sanderson Ford presents our Seats for Soldiers. Today's Sanderson Ford Seats for Soldiers recipient, U.S. Naval Reserve Equipment Operator Second Class, David Nieto, who's a Phoenix native and has served for more than 6 years in the Navy, currently stationed in Coronado as part of Amphibious Construction Battalion 1. Sanderson Ford, the D-backs, and Valley Sports Arizona. Thank you. And all past and present members of the military for your service.
Glad you're here with your family today, David. Thank you for your service.
Jake McCarthy, the DH, leads off the fourth. Jake was thrown out trying to bunt for a base hit his first time up. D-backs with a 2-0 lead. Alec Thomas a sacrifice fly in the second. Dalton Varsho a solo homer in the third. All the scoring so far. Varsho's second straight game with a home run and his 20th this year. Jake had the night off last night. His RBI single Friday gave the Diamondbacks the lead and was the difference in that ball game. D-backs got a 2-1 win here Friday night after a 5-0 win in Thursday's opener. McCarthy, Carroll, and Kelly 5, 6, and 7 in the home half of the fourth inning. And Jake waves at that changeup. Alexander, I keep wanting to call him Costanza. Alexander gets his second strikeout. Costanza.
I can't hear you.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Corbin Carroll walked with 1 out in the second and hustled first to third on a ground ball. Came home on that Alec Thomas sac fly for the game's first run. Sounded like he broke his bat. Colton Wong collects that one. 2 down in the fourth. Well, that's 5 in a row set down by Alexander since the Varsho home run. And with 2 outs, here's Carson Kelly. It's hard not to think of the movie Swingers when you hear Average White Band. Classic. It's not a music documentary. You may not have seen it.
Long time ago. I thought Cut the Cake would be your favorite Average White Band song.
I only know one.
Oh. So when I mentioned Schoolboy Crush the other day, that went right over your head too.
Way over. Way over. I can't help you.
In the playground.
If it's pre-80s, I'm pretty much useless.
Hey, I can feel a D-backs home run coming today. When the D-backs hit big, you win big. Get a free Jumbo Jack with a large drink purchase a day after the D-backs hit a homer.
Dalton Varsho hit one earlier. 1-2 on Carson Kelly. Tried throwing a changeup to a right-hander and not so much. Alec Thomas on deck. Brewers trailing the Cardinals in the National League Central. St. Louis hosting the Cubs. That game is scoreless in the 6th inning. Milwaukee chasing the Phillies and the Padres for wild card spots. Phillies at San Francisco right now. They trail the Giants 3-zip. They're in the 5th. And Carson works a 2-out walk. Third base on balls issued by Alexander. Now the batter is Alek Thomas. Alexander so far 61 pitches, only 33 strikes, so it's about 50-50. He's punched out 2, he's walked 3, and given up 2 hits. Well, suddenly Alexander has completely lost any feel for that changeup. He's really sprayed that pitch around. In fact, they're going to have a conversation about that. Here comes Chris Hook, the pitching coach. After this, Diamondbacks on an airplane. We fly to San Diego. 3 against the Padres. Join us tomorrow as we celebrate Labor Day against Juan Soto. Our first look at Soto in the Padres brown and gold. Petco Park. The 3-game series coverage starts tomorrow. D-backs live at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. A special Labor Day starting time right here on Bally Sports Arizona and streaming in the Bally Sports app. Ryan Nelson, it's a game you're going to want to watch tomorrow. Ryan Nelson, one of the Diamondbacks' top minor league pitching prospects, will make his major league debut. And the Padres, they're not messing around. They will go Blake Snell, Joe Musgrove, and Yu Darvish in that 3-game series. So Ryan Nelson's highly anticipated major league debut coming up tomorrow. We'll have it for you right here, Bally Sports Arizona. D-backs live pregame at 3 o'clock. Errol Kelly goes Tuesday for the Diamondbacks and Tommy Hendry on Wednesday. Then we go to Colorado for the weekend. Colorado. There's a base hit for Alek.
I love the approach from Alek today. The sac fly to left field back in the 2nd inning. Stayed right on a pitch working away from him, and that time got another pitch down and out over the plate. Just shot it through that hole on the left side of the infield.
No chance now for Geraldo Perdomo, who hit a deep fly ball to right field his first time up today. Coors Light beating the pressure. You want pressure. How about 2 out? Runners in scoring position. Diamondbacks in the series 7 for 17. Carson Kelly at second, Alek Thomas at first with 2 down. That Perdomo's first time up took Renfroe all the way back to the right field wall with a deep fly ball. Right on the corner with a sinker for a strike. Geraldo Perdomo in his last 10 games. Keep in mind this is all while batting 9th. Has collected 6 walks. He's scored 7 runs. He's got 8 hits and 8 RBIs. Pretty good for a guy batting 196.
Yeah, it is a little puzzling when you look up at the big board and see the batting average. As you said, he's been busy lately. He's been involved in a lot of the offense, either on the plate or on the bases.
4 hits and a walk in this series. He's scored twice. He's knocked in 2 runs.
And once those at bats start piling up, it's really tough to put much of a dent in a low batting average. You need a couple of 3-hit games in a row, maybe a week where you get a couple of 3-hit games, a couple of 2-hit games.
Yeah, or you got to go on like a 6-week tear like Christian Walker has done.
Yeah.
To get his average up off the interstate. Boy, that changeup is gone for Alexander. He's just lost it. That is not a usable pitch right now.
That's the one he really likes to throw against left-handers, as you might imagine. 2-2. Oh, he just missed it up that line. Turned on that sinker.
Well, he's good for one smoked ball foul down that right field line, usually up into the seats. This time a hard ground ball, just foul.
D-backs a chance to take 3 of 4 in the series from Milwaukee. They lead it 2-0. Varsho would be next. He homered his last time up. Way out there with a sinker, and now it's full. Great counsel gripping.
It seems like a simple little thing, but with 2 outs in the inning and runners on base, you do not want to see a full count. You'd rather have that pitcher attack the strike zone on that 2-2 pitch. Now the runners are going to be in motion. A well-placed base hit might score Alec Thomas from first base.
There they go. Perdomo hits it on the ground to second. Colton Wong collects it. And Alexander strands 2. We enter the 5th inning. Diamondbacks lead the Brewers 2-0.
Jody Jackson back with you, and 2022 marks the 7th season for Major League Baseball and its clubs to raise awareness for childhood cancer. Childhood Cancer Awareness Day, in collaboration with Stand Up to Cancer, supports the cause with outreach to local hospitals treating young patients in their communities. And you can see the kids out here today having a great time. Before the game, the D-backs, the Arizona D-backs Foundation presented $50,000 to Phoenix Children's Hospital, and the D-backs are hosting Rainbow Kids from Phoenix Children's Camp Rainbow program today. Brett Calamus, a cancer survivor, a junior in high school, threw out the ceremonial first pitch. And guys, it is great to see these kids, their families, their support systems out here at the ballpark. D-backs, great job by hosting them today.
Outstanding. And don't forget, also coming up October 15th at Salt River Fields is our annual D-backs race against cancer. You can sign up for that at dbacks.com/race. Zach Gallen for scoreless. The streak is still alive, up to 38 1/3, as Omar Narvaez leads off the Milwaukee 5th. Zach Gallen, 10 wins. He began the day with a 2.53 ERA, the 7th best in the major leagues. A whip, which is walks and hits per innings pitched. That's the best in the National League, and he is the reigning August National League Pitcher of the Month. I think that pretty much covers it.
Other than that, he hasn't done much lately.
Right. 5 consecutive scoreless starts, trying to make it 6, which would match a major league record. He's not been super efficient today, certainly effective. 61 pitches, 36 strikes. He's only walked 1 batter, but he's been behind in a lot of counts. He did have a very quick 8-pitch second inning. Other than that, he's labored a bit out there. Narvaez lays off the curve, and it's 2-2. Narvaez, Taylor, and Ruiz, 7, 8, 9 in the Brewer 5th.
3-2 on the Brewer catcher. Get down in that Brewer dugout. That scattered some Brew crew. Yelich has already got a stiff neck.
I didn't know who that was, but I saw somebody that was on the railing just go hurling towards the bench right there. It turned out to be Christian Yelich.
That's 2 for flinching. Carson Kelly hangs on the changeup, gets Gallen his 3rd strikeout. Hey, next Sunday, a week from today, Cup of Coffee with Merrill Kelly comes your way. Zach Gallen, August Pitcher of the Month in the National League. Merrill Kelly was July's Pitcher of the Month. We'll talk to Merrill about that and his time in Korea. And the time, hard to believe, not long ago, he nearly lost his rotation spot. That's coming up Sunday after the Diamondbacks and Rockies game on Bally Sports Arizona, streaming on the Bally Sports app. Here is Tyrone Taylor, who homered twice here last night.
I meant to tell you, I saw most of the Cup of Coffee with Joe Mantiply. Really enjoyed that, getting to know Joe a little bit better.
Yeah, he's a real nice guy.
Yeah.
That was fun. Did you learn about Black Angus cattle?
Yes, indeed, I did.
His wife Ellie has had that cattle ranch in their family for 8 generations.
How about that?
Way back, 8 generations in Virginia. And we want to thank Joe and Merrill for their time. They got to come in early, join us for those shows. We appreciate that. And the great Tom Elsner putting that show together right now.
I would highly recommend that show to anybody that wants to know a little bit more about your team. You know, it's one thing to see them in uniform and look at their numbers on a stat sheet, but you really get to know the person.
Yeah. Of course, the conversations with those guys usually go about 40-50 minutes, and you end up seeing a half-hour version. But they're always very accommodating. We certainly appreciate that. Here's Joe. Virginia Tech Hokie. Zach Gallen, there's that Gallen changeup, and he has recorded 3 consecutive strikeouts. Starting to settle in now.
See that circle change grip? Boy, that movement is straight down that time.
Left fielder
Just takes all the spin off the ball. Because of the grip, there's no way you can throw that pitch as hard as your fastball, but it's the same delivery as he unleashes that four-seam fastball from.
As Terry Ruiz, the rookie left fielder, bats 9th. A strikeout victim his first time up. Ruiz hitless in the series, 0 for 6. Well, Zach Gallen a strike away from striking out the side. 1, 2, 3. One, 2. Right to the curveball. Just got a piece to stay alive.
Last foul ball got a piece of the home plate umpire Ryan Addington, so Carson Kelly stalling for a little bit of time. Zach Gallen takes a long walk around the mound to give the home plate umpire a chance to regroup.
Ryan Addison back there. Caught looking. Zach Gallen strikes out the side in the 5th. He has punched out 4 consecutive Brewers.
make it 39 in 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings. Welcome back to Diamondback Baseball. It's presented by Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Diamondbacks lead the Brewers 2-0. Chance to take 3 of 4 from Milwaukee. Zach Gallen dominating once again. 5 scoreless innings. He has given up only 2 hits. He's got 5 strikeouts. Dalton Varsho, who homered to lead off the 3rd, tries to bunt his way on to lead off the 5th. And Varsho is safe. D-backs today been kind of flirting with that. McCarthy tried it once, didn't quite work. Varsho just does beat this one out.
Pretty nice play by Alexander to get that ball in and out of his glove as quickly as he did. His toss on to Rowdy Tellez, however, is high. Just a stretch up and high in the air to make the catch on that toss, and Dalton streaking through that bag gets himself a base hit.
Launched a home run in the 3rd. Beats out a bunt single in the 5th. Welcome to Diamondback Baseball.
Love it.
Emmanuel Rivera has started 3rd base today, 0 for 2. And once again, pitcher's trying to run that sinker in on Rivera, who has struck out, grounded out. He was 0 for 5, punched out 3 times in last night's ball game. Obi Milner, the left-hander, getting loose in the Milwaukee bullpen. We saw Milner in the ball game here Friday night. 1 1/3 scoreless innings.
That bunt base hit by Dalton Varsho, the 19th bunt base hit for the Diamondbacks this year. That's tied for 4th in the major leagues. Varsho has 6. Rojas has 6. Perdomo with 4.
Love it. Same pitch, same spot. 1-2.
And we talk about it all the time. You do that often enough and the other team has to respect it. They have to bring their corner infielders in a little bit, especially when a guy like Varsho or Rojas or McCarthy is leading off an inning. They'll cheat their infielders in a little bit, and then you try to whack it by them.
Two and 2 on Emmanuel Rivera. Say cheese.
That's a waterproof truck.
Better be, right? A little better change up that time from Alexander. Still 2 and 2 on Rivera with Rojas waiting on deck. Diamondbacks have out-hit the Brewers 4-2. They lead it 2-0. Alec Thomas an RBI sacrifice fly, and Dalton Varsho a solo home run. All the scoring to this point. Laid off that one that time, and now it's full 3 and 2. Well, if you're Rivera, you got to be thinking it's either a sinker in or a slider away, right?
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
What do you guess? Yeah. And for me, I would expect Varsho to be on the move over there at first base. Try to stay out of the double play against a sinker ball pitcher.
There he goes. Swing and a miss. Varsho is out. The strike him out, throw him out.
And quickly 2 down in the 5th. Omar Narvaez back there today.
Well, Narvaez only thrown out about 18% on the season, but fires a strike down there on this one.
Second baseman, Charles Rojas.
So suddenly bases empty, 2 down for Rojas. It's the 6th time this year Varsho's been thrown out stealing. Alexander, as you might imagine, is not a guy that goes especially deep into his starts. He's usually done somewhere in the 5th inning. He's been into the 90 pitch count a few times, but not recently. His last start, August 30th, threw just 59 pitches over 5 innings. That was against the Pirates. He's had to work a lot harder today. He's been used both in the rotation and the bullpen by the Brewers this year. And that 3-1 is low. It's ball 4. Rojas aboard as we get this message from 72 Sold.
Hey, baseball fans, 72 Sold has a new, better way to sell your home. It's fast, it's easy, and you can get thousands more. Check it out today at 72sold.com.
Well, they're having a great time in the pool area today. Well, Christian Walker might hit one out there. Be ready.
Be ready.
Walker with 31 home runs this year. So far today, 0 for 2. Base hit. Christian pulls that sinker down the line. Rojas stops at second base. 2 on and 2 out now for McCarthy. They have Hobie Milner, the lefty, ready in the bullpen. Craig Counsell on the top step, and here he comes. And he'll go to the left-hander Milner, who is their ace in terms of stranding inherited base runners. He will pick up 2 here with 2 outs in a 2-0 game. We'll take a break from Chase Field. It's 2-0 Diamondbacks. Back in a moment. Looking for a series win over the Brewers, and they lead Milwaukee 2-0 in the home half of the 5th inning. Don't forget, you can receive exclusive benefits like concession and team shop discounts, member-only events, early entry into the ballpark when you become a D-backs Advantage member. You can call or text 602-462-4600 or visit dbacks.com/advantage. Guarantee the best seats at the best price. Hobie Milner, the left-hander, on to face Jake McCarthy. Broken bat, and that's going to work out just fine, thanks. Walker in at third. Rojas is home, and it's 3-0.
Well, 2 outs means absolutely nothing to the D-backs offense lately. It wasn't pretty. It split his bat from the handle all the way out to the barrel, but got enough of it to get it out into right field in front of Hunter Renfroe. Josh Rojas scores easily.
Here are the numbers on Milner, who inherited a real jam here on Friday night and got out of it. Went 1 1/3. He has stranded 26 of 29 inherited runners. That's among the best percentages in the major leagues. Corbin Carroll looks at strike 1, a curveball.
Now Milner's got one of those deliveries that's really tough on a left-handed hitter. Drops down to the side. We saw the other night he threw a breaking ball that started behind the hitter. Ended up in the strike zone.
Jeff Bannister always says you can't build an inning until the 5th batter comes to the plate. McCarthy was number 5, and that was the RBI. There's a strike with a sinker, and it's 1-2 on Corbin Carroll. Corbin caught looking. It's his 7th strikeout in the series. Diamondbacks, however, tack on one more after 5. They lead it 3-0.
Josh Rojas results in another run for the Diamondbacks. A 3-0 lead for Zach Gallen, who's set to start the 6th inning now. Don't forget, you have until the end of the 7th to get your D-backs Give Back 50/50 charity raffle tickets, supported by Bally Sports Arizona. Good day to play today. Jackpot's already well over $26,000. And you can get your ticket at dbacks.com/50/50. Zach Gallen has struck out the last 4 batters he has faced. 5 in the ball game. He just struck out the side in the 5th, and Colton Wong leads off the Milwaukee 6th. Gallen at 39 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings pitched. Diamondbacks record is 42 consecutive scoreless, set by Brandon Webb in 2007. Wong 0 for 2. Gallen 5 consecutive scoreless starts, going at least 6 innings every time. He is 1 shy of matching the major league record of 6 straight scoreless starts, shared by Zach Greinke, Oral Hershiser, and Don Drysdale. Broken bat floater out to Corbin Carroll. 1 away. Long 0 for 3. That brings up the shortstop, Willie Adames.
Shortstop, Willie Adames.
Brewers so far just 2 hits. Tellez a single in the 1st. Renfroe a single in the 4th. That's been it. Gallen has walked 1, struck out 5. It's 2-0 on the Brewers shortstop. He has admitted that the scoreless inning streak can get to be kind of a vice, to the point where he's making pitches not necessarily to get deep into the game, but just trying to keep runs off the board, which isn't necessarily counterproductive. Might not always be efficient, but it certainly has been effective. 6-0 in 8 starts since the All-Star break.
It's hard to pick out many mistakes that Zach Gallen has made over his last 5 starts. I mean, every pitcher occasionally gets away with a middle of the plate fastball. The guy will foul it off or swing through it or take it for a called strike, but there just haven't been many instances where he's thrown hittable pitches right in the middle of the strike zone. You've got to go after his pitches.
Coming into this inning, he had thrown 57 innings and given up 4 earned runs. 3-2. Carson hangs on. Strikeout number 6 for Zach. 2 outs in the 6th. And here's Rowdy Tellez.
Seeing that fastball in 2 strike counts a little more frequently now. 3rd time through the Brewers order. I mean, there's always a method to his madness out there. We saw a lot of curveballs, some cutters, a lot of change-ups in the early going today. But as we're getting deeper into the ball game and the Brewers are getting their third look at him, we're starting to see more of those fastballs.
Gallen has struck out 5 of the last 6 batters. Off the side of the mound, Rivera has it. Zach Gallen make it 40 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings. It's 3-0 Diamondbacks. Nissan's an easier choice than ever with our exciting and fuel-efficient lineup. Now get great offers across our full line. Shop at your local Nissan store at nissanusa.com. Diamondbacks looking to take 3 of 4 from the Milwaukee Brewers. Zach Gallen's consecutive scoreless inning streak is now up to 40 1/3. As Carson Kelly, who has singled and walked, leads off the 6th against left-hander Hobie Milner. So Gallen right now, through 6 innings, 40 1/3 on the streak, is at 86 pitches. Webby's record is 42 innings. Tough call. Maybe not.
Well, bottom line is winning a ball game. You know, obviously personal stats are great, and I'm sure Torrey would like to do everything he can to give Gallen a chance to break that record today. But the bottom line is win the game.
You play to win the game. Hello. The great Herm. Well, here's the thing. If you pull the plug now, his next start is at Colorado. Don't love that. But 86 pitches, and Carson Kelly is rung up. 86 is pretty close to where he's usually at. If you look at Zach's pitch counts, 97, 97, 89, 99, 88. I mean, there's not a lot of wiggle room here if you're going to go on the history. His high for the year is 115, but that was way back on June 21st at San Diego when he had 11 strikeouts. So he's done it before, but it's a tricky call. The bullpen quiet for the moment.
Well, and of course, part of the equation is, does he look like he's losing anything out there? Is his velo dropping? Is his changeup not moving? Is his curveball rolling? And none of those are true right now. He's still dealing.
He's retired 8 consecutive batters. He's worked 6 scoreless innings and given up only 2 hits, both singles. 1 walk, 6 strikeouts for Gallen so far. There's no one warming up. And for now, we'll leave it at that.
And usually if you're thinking about making a change, that relief pitcher will get up with 1 out in the inning, maybe even as the inning begins. But as you said, there's nobody stirring down there right now.
Not a creature was stirring. 2-2 on Alec Thomas. Geraldo Perdomo on deck. Whoa. Ryan Addison missed that one. Narvaez kind of snatched at it, but boy, that was a pretty good pitch, and now it's full 3-2. Here's a look.
He sets up inside, has to reach out there, kind of pushed it off the plate and then brought it back.
3-2. Shattered the bat. Milner has to duck out of the way of the lumber and still recovers to make a nice play. Boy, that thing was coming right at the pitcher. And that's a spear.
Yeah, fortunately, everybody okay. I mean, your focus right away goes to the baseball, which Milner was able to keep his eye on it enough to just knock it down there as he's dodging the bat. That's pretty athletic play right there.
That's a heck of a play right there. Scary. Perdomo 0 for 2. Bullpen still quiet for the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks 3 runs, 6 hits. Brewers no runs, just 2 hits. And Perdomo chased a changeup. Milner gets 3 strikeouts. So 1, 2, 3, 6th inning. Zach Gallen at 86 pitches. Is he coming back out? By Dick Dignity Health is back and set for October 15th. It will be held this year at Salt River Fields at Talking Sticks, so that will be a tremendous location for the event. You can sign up for the 5K or Waymo Family Fun Walk at dbacks.com/race. Race Against Cancer, October 15th. Childhood Cancer Awareness Day all over Major League Baseball today. Well, here is Zach Gallen back out there at 40 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings. Zach through 6 is at 86 pitches, 53 for strikes. He has walked only 1 batter, given up only 2 hits, both singles. He has 6 strikeouts. He has retired the last 8 batters he's faced. And Hunter Renfroe, who has the last Milwaukee hit, a single in the 4th, leads off the Brewers 7th. Renfroe now with an 11-game hitting streak, and there's strike 1. Diamondbacks record is 42 consecutive scoreless innings, set by Brandon Webb in 2007. Gallen at 40 1/3 right now.
Yeah, usually when Zach Gallen pitches, we expect a lot more swings and misses. He's only had 6 swing and miss pitches today. 5 of those were strike 3.
And missed with a fastball right there. Gallen at 1 point from the 4th to the 6th. Struck out 4 consecutive batters and 5 of 6. Behind on Renfroe, 2 balls and 1 strike. There's a fly ball deep to center field. Alec Thomas to the track, and he's got room. 40 2/3, a big smile for Zach Gallen, and there's 1 out in the 7th.
We'd have to go back through the game logs and look, but obviously this streak is a lot on Zach Gallen, but I'm sure he would tell you that his defense has made a huge difference in some of these games that he's been able to put up zeros.
No doubt, especially in the outfield. I mean, just look at the catch that Dalton Varsho made earlier in the ball game. That was the fly ball hit by Tyrone Taylor in the 2nd inning. Varsho covered a tremendous amount of ground to get to that ball. Here has walked and flied out. Curveball is ball 1. Zach Gallen, 7 scoreless innings of 2-hit ball and a win over the Phillies in his previous start. That was last week here. Threw 88 pitches in that ball game. He's at 92 right now. Starts before that, 95 pitches, 99, 103, 103. He's only walked 1. That was Hira back in the 2nd inning. Out of play. Bullpen still quiet for Torey Lovullo. A lot of spectators down there as Zach Gallen chases franchise history. 3-2 to Keston Hira. Another one to center. Backs up Thomas again. Almost the same spot. 10 consecutive set down by Zach Gallen, who has now thrown 41 consecutive innings of scoreless baseball. He is 1 inning behind Brandon Webb's Diamondbacks record, but at 96 pitches with 2 outs in the 7th. And the batter is Luis Urias. The Zach Gallen fan club. Tense.
There's a lot more than 3 in that club. I'll guarantee you that.
Well put. Urias 0 for 2. Oh, and 2. Rowdy Tellez a single in the 1st. Hunter Renfroe a single in the 4th. That has been all the Milwaukee offense. Gallen 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. "98 pitches, 60 strikes."
Yeah, right where Carson Kelly wanted it. You may have noticed after he called for that curveball, he points at the dirt out in front of home plate. When you're that far ahead in the count, you do not want to make a mistake with a breaking ball. Threw it right where Carson wanted it that time. Another curveball.
1-2. A 100 pitches, 60 strikes for Gallen.
Those 2-strike fastballs that Zach Gallen throws have a little more zip on them. You know, he pitches at 93, 94, maybe touch 95 once in a while, but when he gets to a 2-strike count and he's thrown a bunch of off-speed pitches, he can reach back and hit 97.
Bullpen coach Mike Fetters gets the word from the dugout, and we've got some stirring down there. 2-2. Boy, it's the foul balls that get you.
Yep.
That's where it goes back to your point about really the lack of swing and miss. Hasn't had a whole lot here today, and that's driven the pitch count up a bit. And sure enough, Keenan Middleton starts to loosen up in the Sanderson Ford bullpen. Two and 2 on Luis Urias. Got him. Zach Gallen has set down 11 consecutive Brewers. He's got 7 strikeouts and has thrown 41 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings. But is he done for the day? 3-0 Diamondbacks. Zach Gallen, 103 pitches, 63 strikes. He's 2/3 of an inning shy of matching Brandon Webb's franchise record for consecutive scoreless innings. And we'll see what happens when we get to the top of the 8th. Gallen 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. He has retired the last 11 Brewer batters he's faced. And there's a new pitcher out there for Milwaukee. It's the right-hander Matt Bush as we're set to start the home half of the 7th inning. As the Diamondbacks look to make it 3 consecutive series wins by taking 3 of 4 from the Milwaukee Brewers. Here is Matt Bush, acquired at the trade deadline from the Texas Rangers, his 54th appearance of the year.
Big time strikeout total, 61 punch outs in 48 2/3 for Matt Bush.
Diamondbacks Took a 1-0 lead in the second. A 1-out walk by Corbin Carroll, who went first to third on an infield single by Carson Kelly, scored on an Alec Thomas sacrifice fly. Dalton Varsho led off the third with a solo home run, homering for the second consecutive game. It was number 20 on the year for Dalton. And then Jake McCarthy, a broken bat RBI single in the fifth for the third run. Now here's the discussion. Does he let him go one more inning or not? He's at 103 pitches. Middleton continues warming up. It looks like actually now Kyle Nelson in the Diamondback bullpen. Well, let's find out down there. I don't know if this is a negotiation or just that's it, you're done. That's a tough call.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's not as tough if you've got a lockdown tail end of your bullpen.
Yeah, well, we saw about that last night. Here's Varsho.
Well, I'll tell you, if the D-backs hitters want to get a good scouting report on Matt Bush, all they have to do is ask Jeff Bannister. Matt Bush pitched for Banny down in Texas in 2016 and 17.
And that is indeed the left-hander Kyle Nelson warming up at the Sanderson Ford bullpen, which may give you an indication of what Torey Lovullo is thinking here if you start to play the matchups. You've got 7, 8, 9 due up in the Milwaukee eighth. Gallen at 103 pitches. Dalton has hit a home run. He's got a bunt single. 2-2.
Every time we have a situation like this, I just think back to the day. I can't imagine going up to Randy with a 2-hit shutout saying, hey, you got 103 pitches.
You're going to have to come out, son.
So what?
I bet Randy was understanding and cooperative.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, they're all competitive. All these guys that go out there and toe that rubber, they want to do their best every time they let the ball go, and they want to finish what they start. But in this day and age of the pitch count and all the analytics and the second and third time through an order, fourth time through an order, yeah, it's a different game.
Well, Omar Narvaez is scheduled to lead off the eighth inning for Milwaukee. He's a left-hand batter, and the Diamondbacks have a left-hand thrower warming up in their bullpen, if that means anything. 3-2 on Dalton Varsho. Only guy over there. Willie Adames cleans it up, one down. And now it's Emmanuel Rivera. Jeff Bannister, the bench coach, on the left.
Third baseman,
Rivera 0 for 3, struck out twice against Alexander. Just got nothing but sinkers in on the hands and knees.
Couple of sliders off the plate low and away, but mostly just pounding him inside with hard sinkers.
Every once in a while, Rivera takes a swing like that where, as you pointed out, the head just comes flying up.
This doesn't track it all the way into the hitting zone, or at least as close as you can possibly track it. That head just kind of spins off as the bat comes through the hitting zone.
'98 fouled back. Well, Torey Lovullo's first concern is always injury in taking care of these pitchers, and he'll often say somebody has to be the adult in the room. Records are nice, but health is more important. Nelson set to go in the Sanderson Ford bullpen. And he chased another breaking ball, curveball that time, and that's the first strikeout for Bush.
Real off-speed curveball after throwing some 96, 97 mile-an-hour heaters. Really rolled that one up there on the outside part of the plate to get a swinging strike three.
Josh Rojas has walked twice. He scored a run. Albert Pujols, by the way, has hit another home run, a pinch hit home run for the Cardinals. They lead, and in fact have beaten the Cubs 2-0. So Albert is 695.
Wow.
He might do it. He is one behind A-Rod on the all-time list and 5 shy of 700. And he homered in his final at bat against the Cubs in his career, just to kind of stick it to him one last time. Yes, he went. Alan Porter down there, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nelson continues warming up in the Diamondback bullpen. I think if he was going to come back out, he'd be sitting down, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Usually they try to conserve their energy, find a place to sit.
He's toweling off a lot. He kind of has the body language of, okay, that's enough. But we'll find out shortly. 2-2 on Rojas. 98 right at the knees. Bush with 2 strikeouts. So let's see, is it Kyle Nelson from the bullpen or Zach Gallen from the dugout? With Gallen 2/3 of an inning away from matching Brandon Webb's franchise record. And Kyle Nelson is on his way in. Back after this. Again, 7 scoreless innings of 2-hit baseball. The best coverage in the game is on the T-Mobile coverage cam. Gallen 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. He retired the final 11 Brewer batters he faced. And Gallen has now pitched 6 consecutive scoreless starts, going at least 6 innings every time, matching the major league record shared by Don Drysdale, Oral Hershiser, and Zach Greinke. This record obviously excludes anybody who started as an opener and threw just 1 inning. So Zach Gallen done after 7, and the scoreless inning streak is still alive. He is 2/3 of an inning behind Brandon Webb. 41 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings from Zach Gallen. The streak lives on as Kyle Nelson is on to start the top of the 8th inning. Victor Caratini, the switch hitting catcher, will bat for the left-hand batting catcher Omar Narvaez.
I guess when you strike out Luis Urias and he falls to the ground, that's probably a good time to come out of the game. Laying on home plate after swinging at strike 3.
103 pitches in 7 scoreless for Gallen. 6 consecutive scoreless starts. A major league record. Now the other part of the equation is, and I'm sure Torrey will be asked about this after the game, is that he will try to break Brandon Webb's record and break the major league record at Coors Field over the weekend. Go get him, kid.
Well, he went 7 innings, gave up 2 hits of shutout baseball at Colorado back on the 13th of this month, so doesn't seem to bother him.
103 pitches, 63 strikes, a walk and 7 strikeouts.
Caratini just got clipped that time. Looked like it hit him somewhere in the leg.
Well, the way the bullpen imploded last night, this is where you get a little nervous. Milwaukee got 1 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th, and 2 in the 10th last night to steal that ball game 8-6. And this one is far from over. And the batter is Tyrone Taylor, who of course was
one of their home run heroes last night. In fact, Taylor homered off lefty Joe Mantiply in the 10th inning last night, and that was the difference in the ball game.
Taylor hit that ball to the gap in right center field back in the 2nd inning that Dalton Varsho was able to run down to keep that streak alive. There were 2 outs in the inning. Luis Arias was running at first base and would have scored had that ball gotten down in the gap in right center. Taylor hit that ball.
That was the defensive play of the game for sure to win the 2nd inning. Taylor so far 0 for 2. Left-hander Caleb Smith, right-hander Mark Melanson in the Sanderson Ford bullpen. This is lifted out to left center field, and Alec Thomas is there. Let's go places, presented by your Valley Toyota dealers. We are off to San Diego after this one. 3 against the Padres. Ryan Nelson, one of the Diamondbacks' top pitching prospects, makes his major league debut tomorrow. D-backs live pregame show from Petco Park at 3 o'clock. Off day Thursday, then 3 at Colorado over the weekend. And at some point in there, Zach Gallen will attempt to break the Diamondback record. Esteury Ruiz, the left fielder, bats 9th. And a slider is fouled away, 0-1. Diamondbacks 23-17 since the All-Star break. They have played extremely well as of late. They've won 8 of their last 11 games. A chance here to take 3 of 4 from the Brewers and get a 3rd consecutive series victory. They swept the White Sox, took 2 of 3 from Philadelphia, trying to take 3 of 4 from Milwaukee before traveling to San Diego and Colorado this week. It's been a challenging test. Torey Lovullo said the other day. Dalton Varsho in right field is there, and Nelson gets out number 2. It's not been a cakewalk schedule either. That's the part you also like about this whole run. They played teams fighting for their postseason lives: Chicago, Philadelphia, Milwaukee. Andrew McCutchen will bat for Colton Wong. So McCutchen, a right-hand bat off the bench, has a couple of hits and RBIs in the series. It was McCutchen who knocked in a big 2-out RBI in the 8th inning last night that really ignited that late Brewer comeback. Bounce to third for Rivera. They go the short way for the force on Caratini, and Nelson. A nice bounce back outing from Kyle. 3-0 Diamondbacks. Chase Field. Diamondbacks have a 3-0 lead over Milwaukee. Zach Gallen has done it again. 7 scoreless innings of 2-hit baseball, a walk and 7 strikeouts. The scoreless inning streak up to 41 1/3. 2/3 of an inning shy of Brandon Webb's Diamondback record. New pitcher for Milwaukee, left-hander Brent Suter, who worked a scoreless 8th inning last night. Checks into the ball game to face Christian Walker, Jake McCarthy, and Corbin Carroll. 4, 5, and 6 in the Diamondbacks 8th inning. Defensive changes behind him. It's a whole new battery. After Victor Caratini pinch hit for Omar Narvaez, Caratini takes over behind the plate. They hit for Colton Wong, so Luis Arias moves from third base to second, and Jace Peterson takes over at third. Walker singled his last time up. Kirsten 1 for 3 today. Strikes out, takes a strike. Boy, of all the gangly windups we've seen, Brent Suter might be the gangliest.
Gives you a lot to look at, and from the way he sets up, you expect him to throw low 3/4, maybe sidearm like Hobie Milner, but he comes right over the top after all that herky-jerky action.
Suter threw 20 pitches in a scoreless 8th inning last night. Runs the fastball upstairs, and it's full 3-2. Jake McCarthy on deck. Mark Melancon starts to get loose in the Diamondback bullpen. Brewers in the 9th will have the big boys coming up 2, 3, and 4. Willie Adames, Rowdy Tellez, and Hunter Renfroe. Milwaukee managed only 2 singles through 8 innings against Zach Gallen and Kyle Nelson. And that's a good start to the 8th inning. Leadoff walk for Christian, who's aboard for the 2nd time today. Well, earlier on Twitter we asked you for this lineup and the date. Valley Sports AZ, which year is this D-backs lineup from? The answer is, do you have a guess?
08.
Good call. September 5th. David Eckstein at second base. Dan Herron, who currently runs Diamondbacks pitching analytics, got the start that day. Jake McCarthy. Brent Strom is always effusive in his praise of all the work that Dan Herron does behind the scenes with Diamondback pitchers. Dan does not get a lot of attention. I think he likes it that way, but he is really at the heart of things when it comes to pitching philosophy here. He's done a tremendous job. Jake had a broken bat RBI single that kind of dropped just beyond the reach of Rowdy Tellez at first. That was back in the 5th inning, made it 3-0. Here's a fly ball to right field. Renfroe looking up, and that one is gone. Well, Jake McCarthy's had the home run swing going lately. That's his 7th. And there's 2 big insurance runs. It's 5-0 Diamondbacks.
Boy, good to see Jake do it against a tough left-handed pitcher. That's a fastball inside part of the plate. That's that quick swing from Jake McCarthy. Gets the barrel on it over the head of Hunter Renfroe, who tries to climb the fence to no avail. Made that sound off the bat. Beautiful thing.
Here is Corbin Carroll. Well, for Jake McCarthy, that's his 3rd home run in the last 5 games. Number 7 on the season, and we got you some tacos. Might have to get some fish tacos tomorrow in San Diego. As Corbin Carroll grounds out.
I was just thinking about Jake McCarthy. I mean, these guys aren't stupid. They know there's a log jam in the outfield, and playing time is going to be sporadic depending on the opposing starting pitcher. But you get base hits against tough lefties, you may find yourself in that lineup a little more often than some of the other guys.
This is what I love. This is the conversation. This is the Socratic method from Torey Lovullo. All right, tell me what you just did there. The learning process. So it's not often you hit a home run and then have to be interviewed, but that's the way things go here. And he's trying to develop a young ball club.
And we're not sure the topic of that conversation. He may have asked him about why did you bunt? Why were you showing bunt on the first pitch? You never know. What were you looking for? Why were you looking for that?
But the great thing about that process we just saw is it's not just a high five and an attaboy. There's a whole process that takes place even after you've knocked one out of the ballpark. And that's not to suggest that Jake did anything wrong at all. It's just all right, tell me what you were thinking. What about this and that, the other thing? There's Luis Urueta. Another sounding board for the skipper. 2-2 on Carson. That one will get through. Carson aboard for the third time today. 2 singles and a base on balls, and they're getting to Suter, who shut them down in the 8th inning last night.
Finds that hole. A little cut fastball that stays up and out over the plate. Looked like it jammed Carson a little bit, but you can see the size of that hole. He just rolls it through into shallow center for a 1-out base hit.
Good day for Alec Thomas. He drove in their first run with a sacrifice fly in the 2nd, then singled in the 4th. Oh, 0-1. Five runs, 8 hits for the Diamondbacks. No runs, 2 hits for the Brewers. We fly to San Diego after this one. Special start time on Labor Day tomorrow. 3 o'clock for D-backs live pregame show from San Diego Petco Park as Ryan Nelson makes his major league debut. One of the Diamondbacks' top young pitching prospects. Tellez for 1, and that's it. That'll be Ryan Nelson and Blake Snell in the ball game tomorrow at San Diego. Now here's Geraldo Perdomo with 2 outs. Another bouncer up the middle. Adames behind the bag. And we'll head to the 9th inning. Jake McCarthy with his 7th of the season makes it a 5-0 Diamondback cushion.
Fans, check out the scoreboard. The D-backs have
Again, 7 scoreless innings from the Diamondbacks ace. Our Chaz Roberts air conditioning and plumbing cool plays of the game. The National League August pitcher of the month. The sizzling September so far. 7 scoreless, 2 hits, 7 strikeouts.
A lot of curveballs and changeups early. A lot of fastballs late. Luis Urias goes down to a knee and then down to home plate after that last strikeout. Outstanding once again today. Zach Gallen has been on an unbelievable roll.
6 consecutive scoreless starts for Zach Gallen, matching a major league record. He has thrown 41 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings, 2/3 of an inning behind Brandon Webb's Diamondbacks record set in 2007 with a 5-0 lead. Mark Melanson, his 51st appearance of the year. Willy Adames, Rowdy Tellez, and Hunter Renfroe due up for the Brewers. 2, 3, and 4 in the Milwaukee 9th. Mark last pitched on Tuesday, a scoreless inning against Philadelphia. Adames today 0 for 3. Adames hits one high in the air, deep right center, playable for Thomas. And there's one away. Don't forget D-backs Live, the post-game show coming up. Jody and Gracie standing by. Ryan Nelson tomorrow, 3 o'clock D-backs Live pregame show. One of the top pitching prospects in the system makes his major league debut against the Padres at Petco Park. Here is Rowdy Tellez, 1 for 3. A single in the first, one of only 2 Milwaukee hits. Chop to first. Nice high hop for Christian Walker. Melanson's there. 1 out to go.
Right fielder Hunter Renfroe.
Hunter Renfroe has the other hit, a single in the fourth. Brewers have not had a plate appearance with a runner in scoring position today. In danger of getting shut out for the 12th time this year. Craig Counsell looking for win number 600 as Brewers manager. He'll have to wait at least one more day. Renfroe sends one out of here. Hunter Renfroe gets Milwaukee on the board. That's his 24th, and this one's going back.
That Tellez-Renfroe combo there in the 3-4 holes for the Brewers. Consider yourself fortunate if you work your way through those guys 8 times in a ball game without giving up one of these. Cutter that just hangs up over the outer part of the plate. Ooh, no doubt about that one.
Yeah, Renfroe now with an 11-game hitting streak. He has 2 of their 3 hits, and it's a 5-1 ball game. Here's Keston Hiura. Melanson a strike away. Yes, he went, and that's the ball game. 5-1 your final. D-backs have won 3 consecutive series. They take 3 of 4 from Milwaukee.
Well, you may recall our breakdown before the ball game, a momentum game. Hopefully that'll be the case as the team heads off to San Diego to take on that tough Padres team.
Diamondbacks have won 8 of their last 10 games. In those 8 wins, they have outscored their opponents 52-21. A lot of offense, outstanding pitching. And they improved to 24-17 since the All-Star break. Another win for Gallen, another win for the Diamondbacks. They take 3 of 4. Up next, D-backs Live, the postgame show.